Well, it's your money, and the fine folks at Evans Financial want to help you make the most of it. Today, we're talking the retirement red zone. We're going to go with some sports analogies here. So we've got Colin on the bench today.
Yep.
Micah Tipton is in with us. And when we talk about high school football on a Friday night, we talk about the red zone a lot. The retirement red zone, I assume, a little different.
Yeah, I was actually going to toss that one up to you, but the retirement red zone, just like in football, if you're familiar with that, you know, the offense is closing in on the end zone, and the defense really has to step up and do everything they can to make sure, you know, that's the most integral part of the game, is keeping them out of the end zone. And in the same way with retirement, you have a red zone, which is the 5 to 10 years before you retire, and then the 5 to 10 years after you retire, where market losses can really affect the lifestyle that someone wants to live in retirement. So we want to look at reducing risk in that time period. You know, when you have investments and you're young, you can make up for those market losses. As you get closer to retirement, taking that risk off of the table becomes more important, because you're looking at, how do I transition from saving to using that money as income for 20, 30 years in retirement. So that's extremely important. You know, as you're younger and saving, you know, trying to get as much money in there as you can. If you have a market loss, look, you're adding to that account every week, every month, and you can make up for those losses quicker. But when you're a retiree withdrawing money out of that account, you no longer have that ability to experience a market loss and then take money out of that account on top of it. It's almost impossible to come back from. So we really have to look at what kind of strategies can we put in place to mitigate risk. You know, maybe that's changing some of your investments to bonds or stable value funds, things that don't carry the same amount of risk that, you know, securities, mutual funds, ETFs do. Okay, and how do we generate income from that? So creating a steady flow of income out of that account, that becomes more and more important, because, you know, the average retirement is a little over 18 years. But the reality is there's people that live longer than the average. So, you know, 20, 30 years in retirement is a long time, and experiencing a loss or making a mistake in planning in that red zone, that can affect your entire retirement.
And so do you advise adjusting investments when you do get into the red zone?
Absolutely. That 5 to 10 year period is when you really have to look at where your risk is. You know, what's your strategy to not have big market losses? You know, people remember 2008, you know, the 401k crisis. You know, people lost 50% of their retirement just a few years out. So, you know, that's things that we have to avoid as you enter that red zone.
So what you're saying here, you're on the 20, maybe the 15. You want to go for the full 7. You don't want to settle for 3.
Well, let's, in sports terms, let's eliminate trying for home runs when we're close to retirement. Okay, you got to play it safer and plan in a different way.
Yeah, maybe sometimes just a nice run right up the middle. The safe play. We got to love that. Micah, any fine folks watching at home would like to use your services, or maybe suggest a topic for our next segment every Tuesday, where do they go?
Yeah, you can reach us at info@evansfinancial.com, or you can find us online, evansfinancial.com. Send us a message.
All right, Micah, we appreciate your time. Let's go to Patrick.